Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have a special guest from United States. So Firelight, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Harry. My name is Aleks Kapett. I'm the owner of Firelight Studios. As you said, we're based in the United States. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia specifically, and we're a media production company.
Okay, so Alex, tell us a little bit more. Why you decide to become an entrepreneur?
I don't know if I decided it. It's more so like it's just been in my blood. Man, I come from Serbia. That's where I was born. So I was raised just on a crazy work ethic, and having just loved movies my whole life, I think I've just always had just a knack for ideas. And then since my dad always made me work, kind of they go together. All I'm doing is thinking of crazy things and then figuring out how to work on them. So I think it was just in the cards to just going down the entrepreneurial route and eventually figuring out something that worked.
But what happened? That is your dad was an entrepreneur? Was your mom, anyone in your family? Do you have a friend? Why you decided? Because usually in the in these countries where there are high standards of education, things like this, they all want you to study so then you can go to university and find a good job. And so what happened?
Yeah. No, see, that makes sense. What happened is I did all that, right? I went to college, I got the marketing
Like me,
degree.
I did all that to keep my parents happy, yeah. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
But then,
But then it wasn't enough. It wasn't fulfilling, I think for me it's just like I said, I just keep having ideas that I want to work on, and my experiences, you can share that with your bosses all the time. In And sometimes they want to work on them and sometimes they don't. And then when they do want to work on it and you don't get credit for it, it's discouraging, right?
absolutely.
And so I think it was just natural at that point where my parents are always super supportive too, so it's like as long as I was going to school, getting good grades, working hard, they could care less what else I did in my time. And during that time I was making movies. So I got one on Amazon, I got one that's being shopped right now, and that's really where the like production side of knowledge came to me. I wanted to act and I loved writing, but then I ended up having to learn a little bit more about cameras, a little bit more about like composition. And it was about last year. I mean, 2 years ago I had the idea, but last year I said bye-bye to the normal corporate world and decided I'm just going to do my own thing and
Oh my God. So
production
what happened?
company.
What your parents told you? They say, "Well, you crazy? Why you gonna leave the corporate job and start your own business?" Or any friend told you that if you were crazy, or they kind of support you?
No, man, they were super supportive. I think I just did so well in the corporate world. I think my parents figured, okay, he'll be all right. Like he'll try this. If it doesn't work out, right? If it doesn't work out, he'll go
He can
back
find a job,
and
yeah, again, yeah.
he'll make it work. So I think they were supportive just to know that like I went down the route they wanted for me, showed I could do it, showed I'm capable of doing it. And now they're like, all right, take your shot, take a year, take two, take a couple. If it doesn't work, get your behind back to the corporate world and just know
But
you gave it your best. So
the,
they were
the
pretty
thing
supportive.
But the thing that corporate, they make sure they make you very comfortable. Okay, maybe sometimes they don't push your idea forward, but they pay you good money. They give you a
Mhm.
holiday. They want to keep you safe so you can buy a big house, have a big car, and they make you very comfortable so you can work for them as much as you can, and then um to drop all that to run your own business, which is something that at the beginning is a very risky thing to do. Still,
Mhm.
you were not scared. You didn't.
No,
How
man, I
badly
think
you want to be your own. you to be in charge of your own boat, because it's a lot of a stake leaving a corporate job when you get, you're very comfortable,
For
right?
sure, for sure. Yeah, no, especially with how well I was doing, I think,
Uh,
that gave my
you were
parents a heart
doing.
attack. They were like, that's like you're leaving a really good thing here, and like they won't take you back if you just leave them like that. And I was like, yeah, I feel pretty confident in myself just because I'm 28. I've been working technically since I was in middle school illegally,
Wow.
but that much experience, I don't know. I
Wait.
feel like many entrepreneurs are the same way. There's just that driving sort of passion that they've got, and they want to like push their ideas forward, and they would rather like fail at their own idea than like go succeed.
Mm,
Doing, just sitting behind a desk. And there's a lot of sitting behind a desk on your own thing too. Don't get me wrong, but
well,
like
absolutely, yeah.
just like walking into an office and like half the people there don't even like it there. You're talking about completely unrelated stuff to work, and that's just not me. I mean, it's like I love to joke around, but like I really love to talk about the things from a business side that like
Mm,
interest me. And so I've been trying to collect that kind of circle of people around myself. Um,
absolutely.
and those are the conversations I love to have. I love hearing about Taylor Swift and like her Eras tour. Like it's amazing, but like not every day, you know? It's just not my thing to talk about every day. And like it was when I was walking into the office, it was always something like that. And so yeah, it was definitely a big risk, but I think just having been exposed to so many different work environments, seeing their processes, seeing like how my managers would think about solving problems. Like I just picked up on so many of those things. And I've studied so much about it just growing up, and then got my marketing degree as well.
Mhm.
So I kind of I felt safe making the switch. Like I knew it was going to be tough, but when you've produced two movies, I think it's really hard to get tougher than that when you don't have like any funding. And so you're like bootstraps,
Wow.
pouring your money into it, convincing
Wow.
people to just believe in something, and then not sleeping like at all. And
You
I was
have
like,
produced two
it
movies.
can't
You
be
have
worse.
produced two movies already. Wow, fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, that's it. And I
Wow.
couldn't do it alone. I'll tell you that. I couldn't do it alone, but I think it's because just being in that
Obviously, you cannot. Yeah.
process, I'm like, what's another couple of years trying out this idea I've got? And if it works, great, which it has been working, so I'm happy with that. And if it just crashes and burns one day, then I'll be sad, but I'll probably have another idea lined up.
Yeah, exactly. It's about learning the skills. I have our friend Monica. She's a film producer. I I've been in movies several times as as a supporting actor. Yeah,
Nice.
the not because I study acting, it's because the film producer is is our friend, and I also train her in public speaking and things like that. So we go there to the movie to support her work,
Mhm.
and we do a few roles there as a supporting actor. Have been several movies because of that. But
Dude, that's awesome.
I see her working, producing the movies, and it's a lot of element that goes into this thing in order to make sure that it's on budget. And
Hmm.
something goes wrong one day, of filming extra is a lot of money because you have cameras, teams. These cameras are huge.
Hmm.
They cost a lot of money. You have to rent them, the actors, the producer, this, that, the dressing, the
It's crazy how much goes into it. And then you got to feed everybody too. Like just the food bill
feed
alone, you're
every
like, man.
exactly the food, and you have to feed everyone, and you have to drop them and get them back, and then the scenes, with the director. I'm like, wow, how many times we're gonna do the same thing, and
I
um,
know.
come on. you know the and I'm thinking I'm because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm so I don't know, the director the want to do more shots, but I'm thinking what? But he wants to do more shots, but it's expensive. This thing, I get it that he wants to make it more creative. I still don't understand why they take so many shots for so many angles. Because you have with large amount of people for one is scene, and you take all those shots, it takes longer the whole process.
It
And
does. It does. There's a lot of there's so many different methods that you could use trying to get multiple camera angles, trying to be creative with your spacing and things like that. And so that's the crazy part about movies. Like your director has to balance with your camera operator, has to balance with your producers to know like what's in the budget. And if you don't have the budget for all the extra fancy stuff, then you have to take more time to do stuff, but then that costs money. It's a
I love it.
crazy game, and you hope at the end of the day
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have a fun product that
At
people
the end of the day,
enjoy.
when you see the movie, when we launched the movie in the cinema and we saw it, it's amazing to see
Mhm.
yourself there and everybody's happy. But it's a lot of work behind. So so now you're producing your own movies.
So that's what I was doing. From that, I adjusted and kind of wanted to. I mean, I'm still interested in movies, so I'm still writing on the side. We're still in the process of shopping our latest one, but it made me kind of appreciate the aesthetics a little bit more. Through making movies, I really fell in love with photography. And so I kind of wanted to transition and be like, okay, let me take photography and videography that I know and apply that to businesses. So making your commercials, your testimonial
Wow,
videos,
very
your
nice.
Instagram ads, getting a revamp on branding. The amount of businesses that are just struggling to just look good on the internet,
Wow, with someone with your
it's
skill coming
crazy.
from the movies, you can make something amazing for business out there. Because
Yeah.
it's the top of the range in terms of videos and camera and photography and shots, and to apply this
Yeah.
branding is really really powerful.
It is, and I've been trying to make it as affordable as possible because that's the problem with movies. They're crazy expensive. Your
Absolutely.
commercials are always going to be crazy expensive, and so it's sort of bringing that element of creativity. That's where I love to step in. As far as what we do with people is to think of creative ways to maybe get your message, get your business across, make it look incredible. But we don't have to go the crazy blow everything up route, this, that, and the other route, like because you are throwing away money. It's fun to do. Don't get me wrong. It's cool if you can get a commercial like that. But there's so many smaller to medium sized businesses that just they don't need that. And that's maybe not the best use of their money at the position they're at. And so that's what I've been building with Firelight is going in like we're going to get you great headshots just so you don't you don't have a selfie of yourself in a car on your LinkedIn page and like want
Absolutely.
people to take you seriously. It's like we can get your branding completely off the ground. We help with social media as well. I think that's a thing we're looking into is dropping one of those courses that teaches people how to shoot it themselves,
Hmm.
just because on our side, like I want to keep it cost effective, but that's not the best revenue stream for us to have.
Hmm.
And I think it would just be more helpful to teach people how to teach people how to fish, honestly,
Yeah,
instead of giving them a fish. And then we can come back in on those larger scale things. So it's like, take care of your Instagram, we'll give you the tools. And then when you need a testimonial, when you need new training videos for your corporation, or when you're ready for like a full scale ad, that's where we can come in and really, really help. So that's what the goal with Firelight has been. And I love it, honestly.
yeah,
I'm
and
like
I
a big
think there is a
bonus.
gap in the market for it because oh my God, you see some entrepreneurs in the social media and they look horrible. They don't know what they what they doing or what they post, and you if you are the face of the business, because it's not like before. Before you have your brand, your name of your company, you hide behind, and everything is fine. Today the consumer are very getting very savvy. They want to know who's the person behind the business. who
Yeah.
the person that we buying, who created that business, and then when they do a little bit of research, they see crazy things like drinking beer with friends and doing things that, man, if you're in business, you cannot
Yeah.
present yourself like that in social media. You have to have professional picture. You have to raise your personal brand at the same quality that your corporate brand. Otherwise, you're demeaning the value of your business, and it's been very difficult to communicate to the entrepreneurs. Or some of them put the photo of the kids. Yeah, I have entrepreneurs that they have the WhatsApp and the
They're
the
putting their
icon
kids on
is
there.
the photo of the kids. And man, this could be a potential client. They need to know that it's you. We get
Yeah.
that you love your kids with everything, kids with your heart and so on, but you are in business. They have to find you.
I
And
know that would honestly scare me too. I feel I don't have kids yet, maybe one day, fingers crossed. Very, very far down the road though. But yeah, I'd be scared to like just put them on the internet and
no,
social
it's
media.
like it's not like if you're in business, you build a brand, and if you're in business, you have to put your face because
Yeah,
the lead or whatever it want to, they need to make sure that it's you. Remember, in business, you
exactly.
confuse them, you lose them, right? So
That's true.
is so when it comes to branding, and we see again and again entrepreneurs out there that that still don't understand the importance that how they appear in the social media, um, and what content they put, right?
Yeah.
They put out there has an effect on the personal brand and direct to the corporate brand, whatever products and service they have. So they do have to work on that, and this is something that I think have been challenged for us. We do a lot of talks around the world, and one of the topics that we cover is personal branding. And the thing we do photo shoots with the entrepreneurs, we take them to professional photographer. Yeah, we are not so cool like you that know how to do it, right? But again, we work with them, and we show them exactly like to have a virtual identity and a professional picture, so then they can enhance the profile and can be um, it can have a direct. So in your so what is the process that you guys have to educate the clients? Because sometimes it's difficult for them to understand. I have this conversation with several entrepreneurs. I said, listen, you cannot have the photo of your kids in your WhatsApp or whatever. You have to put yourself because you're in business.
Right.
And they say, yeah. Some of them they don't do it, and it's still going. So how you guys are able to persuade and to get on board the entrepreneurs to actually do something that's good for them and for the business?
Yeah, no, that's a great question because I feel you there, even though I'm almost even kind of to blame in that same regard. Like I'll help people with their branding, but like I'm not focusing on mine. So I laugh about that all the time because I'll point. I'm like, no, here's what we're doing with everybody else. Don't worry about my page. I just don't like social media. It's just important for business. Then we're adjusting on that front too. There's a level where I'm like, okay, I know it's important, so we're gonna invest in ourselves on that front soon. But I like helping people more than anything. But no, back to your question, as far as like how do you persuade them or just help them understand the importance of these things, that's the challenge, that it's part of sales, and I'd say it's through questions is the method that we go with the most. Your typical photographer or videographer, they're going to get on a good call, they're going to go over the same things that YouTube has taught them, and it's like what are you looking for, like where are you going to use this, and probably send out their portfolio and just say, hey, here's what we do, and they're going to do the same thing. As far as like what I do, I mean, I have a really in-depth discovery call where we go over your target audience, your market goals, your monthly goal this month, next month. And then we look at the challenges that you faced up until I started talking to you. Because honestly, I don't want to go out there and get you a photo that like isn't going to help you. It,
Absolutely.
it feels bad. It feels now like I've taken your money and you got to bring me back. And I don't know. It feels icky to me. And that's the thing about business that I don't like is people go for the sale. And I really have been trying to emphasize like the importance of what it is. Because sometimes people think they need a certain type of video or a certain photo shoot, session to accomplish their goals. And we're leaving some money on the table in some instances for sure.
Absolutely.
But I think for me, as long as I'm working with you to make sure that what we're doing is going to actually help you and like we can see the ways that it's going to be tracked too, which is super easy with social media, right? It's like your engagement. You can just take a look or like, is there even a 10% increase in engagement? Because if
Mhm.
we get 10% every single post, you're going to start blowing up, right? And
Absolutely.
so like we look at things like that and we do it in small increments. And so
Mhm.
A/B testing, we go over that, we go over their audience, we go over their goals, and then at the end of the day, after that discovery call, is the easy part. I'm gonna get my crew. It's either me, my business partner, or like we've got about 10 different freelancers that we trust and like we've worked with on our process that we might send out and be like, all right, like now it's the easy part because we know exactly what we're trying to do here. Like we know what everything the scope of work is. Be it if they're a restaurant and they needed some new menu shots, stuff to show off their venue. If you're an event, recapping events, things like that, and then we deliver it and they love it, and that's the feedback we get typically is that's why people like working with us. Not just that we're fun, we'll make some jokes on set here and there and just have a
Mhm.
good time, but like they felt like they were actually moving towards a goal.
Mhm.
And I think that's how you get them
And
to
you're,
understand the importance is like
and
once
you're,
you start asking them questions and they're like, I don't know the answer. They're like, I
Mhm.
should know the answer to that, but I don't know the answer. I think then it clicks in their head and they're like, okay, like this is important.
And your experience in the with the movies and so on, the corporate play a big role and this. And for me, because we teach personal branding and branding all over the world. This is one of the topics that we speak. My girlfriend specific, she's specialized in personal branding, so this is a topic that she does conference all over the world. So because of that, we take a lot of photo shoots ourselves. But
Yeah.
there are some pictures of mine that have been taken that have been so good that we use them for everywhere, for everything. And I'm
Mhm.
like, man, I took this picture like 10 years ago. And I think this picture is going in all our materials in whatever we do. So sometimes a very good picture can
You go a long way.
define your visual identity for long period of time as long as it's good. Because that's the
Mhm.
thing here in London, we have our photographer that is only our photographer that we know that he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
as long as you have the right team, and but that shot, especially for the entrepreneur, a photo can be or a group of photos, right? Can
Yeah.
be, you see, we use them in our book covers, in the book covers for our clients. These corporate
Oh,
photos.
there's so many use cases you could get out of just one session. And it's crazy. And I'd like to almost kind of flip it though, and because I'm a chronic, like I'll use my 2010 photo just because I'm like, it's far enough away, you don't even know. It's still me. And but so like I'm a chronic user on that case, but it's the same way though. If people start seeing professional photos, which you can even get out of one session, like 6 photos, and you just have one you've used for 4 months, and then 4 months you release a second one. And then people start seeing just more professional angles of you and like different clothes, hopefully. Um, in their head and their perception, like your brand is growing
Absolutely.
professionally as well. So
Absolutely.
it's like,
100%.
yeah, I agree. Like use photos as long as you can as well, but you could also, the more you release, it's like you're growing with those
Absolutely. We have
releases.
done probably myself, maybe like 20, 20 different photo shoots. If that makes
Well,
it
yeah, you're speaking
different, I
everywhere.
know, and
So
I've
like,
been in
yeah.
business for 17 years, so probably, yeah, some years we have more than one, you know.
Oh,
Uh, in different photos, different angles, and yet the more professional shots you have, the more professional you will look in your social media and in your business, and that's what we help you to build your brand. And sometimes I think that the issue we have with entrepreneurs to understand that is because when it comes to branding, um, it's not maybe like marketing, like you say, okay, I put $2 in advertising, and if I sell it
mhm,
six, then I'm making that profit. So let me keep going advertising. With branding, a little bit different because building the brand, you have to invest in like what we're talking about, good high quality video, a lot of professional photo shoots. But you know what? When you're selling your business, you're selling the brand. And
mhm.
if it's gonna be 3x, 5x, six times, whatever the revenue, it will depend. One of the elements that will actually drive that value is going to be the brand that you're selling,
Oh, of course, yeah.
the more you build it, the more you put into it, the big reward comes in the end, and this is when the money comes. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You have to have a good exit strategy. You want to sell a golden egg, right? You don't, if
absolutely.
you could, you want to sell the golden goose. That's
Mhm.
what you really want to do.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
but no, you're right. It's so important because the brand is more so that personal connection you have with your audience, with your consumers, with your clients. You know, if you're a service-based industry, it's it is the most important element of anything. Like you could have the greatest product in the world, but if nobody likes you and they don't want to buy from you, you're
Mhm.
kind of out of luck, you know?
Yeah. So then, Alex, what are the 5 steps that entrepreneurs should be doing out there to achieve the first million?
Yeah. That's a great question. It's a great question here. You asked me to think about it and I thought about it. And I'd say there are no steps, right? There's just a bunch of work. I'm kidding. That'd be a terrible, terrible segue to do. So I wrote down the 5 steps. Obviously, everybody's kind of idea and product's going to be a little bit different. So, kind of sticking to what I've been thinking about from my perspective is number one. You hear it everywhere: is just pick a niche, right? You definitely don't want to be scattered all over the place. It's easier to zero in and focus one on your audience, two on like your costs. Just like the more niche you could get up until it's like completely ridiculous. Like you don't want to go too small, right? It has to be profitable. But picking a niche just really gives you like a direction. If you're setting sail on a ship, you got your compass with your niche. And the next part is your USP, right? You very, very clearly need to have a very strong, like, why are we buying from you? That part of that goes into your brand, of course, but making sure that you know what it is that sets you out from your competitors. I can't stress the importance on that one enough because when we work with brands, that's like my one of our questions because that's how we can go about whether it be it a video or if we're doing like a product shoot or something to focus on those elements from our angle is 1,000 times easier versus we just have a general picture of your product and it's like how's it going to stack to your competitors the exact same unless we can point out like how you're better or what makes you unique at least. Number three is scalability. I think a lot of the time people try to jump in with a mindset of like, oh my God, I'm gonna make 50K this month because like I know I'm gonna do this and this, and like it never works out that way. Like just zero. It just never works out that way. And so I think coming in with a strong business model foundation that like you see the scale. So it's like hit these, like just hit this first, hit 2K a month. Like you want to start thinking about like 50K a month, like hit 2K a month first before you go down that rabbit hole. And it's like
Absolutely.
once you have that, like how are you allocating, your profits into hitting 4K, into hitting 12K a month, and so building that scalable business model is going to be your third step for sure. Four is digital marketing, kind of all we've been talking about this whole time. Is you need good stuff out there, especially nowadays with social media. People invest in people more than they do anything else. My sister bought me a wallet from a brand, and I've had this brand wallet maybe 10 years, and like she just heard of it because some influencer that she likes on TikTok, I guess, started her affiliate marketing with this
Mhm.
wallet. And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you this because I want to support her." It was 0% about the wallet. No one even cared about the wallet. She just like she really likes this TikToker. Her TikToker believes in this wallet, so she bought me the wallet. And it's a good wallet. So I was like, yes, I've already have it. But digital marketing is going to be everything for you. As
Absolutely.
as an entrepreneur, it's just people want to connect with you, your idea, your passion. Passion sells. I mean, that's a marketing tip and a half for you. And digital marketing makes it easier than anything nowadays. Because you don't need a billboard. So
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
step four.
100%.
Step five is maybe the most important one. Is customer retention. You know what I mean? So like if you can convince a couple people to like believe in you, buy your thing, but if you can't keep a customer and have them come back, whether it's an upsell, cross sale, you have them on a subscription based, whatever you're doing, your customer retention's got to be a huge focal point. So I have it in the five because without that, you're going broke. You're not going to succeed. You need repetitive business. They give you referrals as well, and they kind of are like your organic marketing team in a way because if they love you, they love whatever you do, they're going to tell the next person about it. So yeah, focusing on that. And I'll just break it down real quick. So it's like pick a niche, strong USP, scalable business model, digital marketing, and then the most important, your customer retention. Those would be the five steps I would say. If you focus on anything, those five, you'll hit a million. Not gonna promise in like a year or
It will
whatever
take
time
longer.
frame.
Yeah, it never
It's like,
takes how long you plan, but eventually you will get there, right?
yeah, if you execute on all five of those and you're not a millionaire, I'd be surprised is bad words, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Alex, and especially one of the steps that you mentioned for me is really important that you're talking about the digital marketing and this story about the wallet, because in today's marketplace, a kid with 21 years old can get out of business, the business that have been established for 40, 50 years, just because they are able to build the community, and the community have a strong loyalty to
Yeah.
that person, and that person can offer products or services to their community, and because the relationships is too strong, the this is more powerful. There's some business out there that can be operating 20, 40 years of experience, that they don't have that community, they don't have the digital marketing uh, um, strength out there. And this is really strange. Who's gonna thought that that would be the business where that we that the business is gonna be like this, but this is the reality, correct?
Yeah. No, this has been the shit. This is definitely different from what I mean, early 90s when I was a baby watch. I grew up on all
Absolutely.
those movies. So it's like even then you could see just a huge shift in movies in general. And that's what the people have dictated it to be this way. And I think it's amazing because we should be community focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I get the whole be as cheap as you can be thing. That's something I'm trying to help out with myself. But also like you just want a nice, strong community of people that you
Mhm.
can just have fun with. I mean, we're on this world for 80, 90 years if we're lucky, and we want to enjoy it as much as possible. So
Yeah.
I think it's great that we've moved in that direction.
Thank you so much, Alec. I think that have been very useful, the information that you gave us, and I'm so glad that you are that you producing movies as well as you doing your helping entrepreneurs out there with the marketing and with the branding, which is, I think that your experience from the cinema in terms of storytelling, in terms of a lot of things from the cinema, actually, the movies can apply to
Translates, yeah.
branding. If you're coming from that space, it's actually easy to do it for the move from for a business than for the actual movie. I think that's is piece of cake for you guys because movies have been there. Is complex stuff, lighting and scripts, stories, and how you communicate the story and everything is the reactions and anyway. So and then yeah, so keep helping entrepreneurs to build the brand and also yeah, keep having ideas for the movies, which is just try to be we always said, you know, my our friend that is a film producer, she said she had done so many movies that she works in a different way. She sell it first and after she does it. So she goes backwards, you know. She's been so long in this business that that she goes and go to the people and say, look, if I do a movie about this, could you buy it? And they say yes, okay, fine. And probably these people say, we buy it, we give you already 50% of the money. Okay, great. Now I'll go and I'll do it. You know,
Yeah, it's a
otherwise
crazy
become a
world.
risky thing. But I mean, but obviously she's been in the game a long time. So at the beginning it was not like that. At the beginning it was doing movies and so on. But now, after so many years of experience and having contacts, now she's in the position that actually sell the movie before actually
That's
gets
amazing. Yeah, it's incredible.
gets
Yeah.
done. Yeah, and you will get there. It takes time. It takes connections. It takes to do a lot of movies. Uh,
hmm
so the distributor know your bar and know you that you know that everything when you do your movies, you know, there's good return for the investors and everything. As soon as you beat the track record, everything will click. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's so
what I
transparent.
love about your business is that you have several stream of income. I think that the worst number in business is one, very close to zero. So if you have one source of revenue is it doesn't sound good, but you guys are doing the branding and still you keeping the vertical for the movies moving forward as well. And I think this one and they both combine as well. Like these skills are very useful in business. So then, Alex, if somebody is listening this podcast and they are excited about take the brand to the next level and they want a professional like you, so how they can find you guys and how the process works?
Yeah, super easy. As we said, digital marketing, we're just about on every social platform. If you look up Firelight Studios, Firelite, just to make it harder, I spelled light differently. It's Firelight Studios on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, firelightstudios.com. Our website is my favorite one. Or you can reach out to me, Aleks Kapett, anywhere else, LinkedIn, Instagram, IMDb, if you want to talk about movies. My contact information is readily available, or you can reach out at Kapett, Kapett, at firelightstudios.com.
Excellent. And with that note, we're going to conclude this broadcast. How brave entrepreneurs like Alex break this wall and achieve the first million. See you in our next chapter of Unstoppable. Bye for now.
Thanks for having me, Harry.
Pleasure.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.